7 medications that damage your brain and memory. Did you know that nearly 25% of adults over the age of 40 take at least one prescription drug that can quietly affect their brain and memory? According to a study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, certain medications, many of which are commonly prescribed for sleep, anxiety, pain, and even allergies, have been linked to confusion, forgetfulness, and long-term cognitive decline. What's even more alarming is that most people have no idea that their daily pill might be slowly dulling their mind. Our brain is the command center of our entire body. Every thought, memory, and emotion depends on it. But some drugs, even when taken as prescribed, can interfere with the delicate chemical balance that keeps our brain sharp. Imagine forgetting familiar faces, losing track of simple tasks, or feeling mentally foggy without knowing why, all because of a medication you trusted to make you feel better. In this video, we'll uncover the 7 most common medications that can silently damage your brain and memory, used by millions worldwide. Some of them might even be in your medicine cabinet right now. Don't skip this, because understanding which drugs can harm your brain might just help you protect it. Stay tuned till the end, because number 7 is one that will truly surprise you. 1. Xanax, alprazolam. In a world where anxiety and stress seem to have become part of daily life, Xanax has become a household name. Known as the calm pill, it's one of the most prescribed drugs for anxiety, panic attacks, and insomnia. For millions, it feels like a lifeline, a tiny tablet that brings peace when the world feels too loud. But behind that sense of calm lies a darker truth. Xanax may be slowly clouding your mind and erasing your memories without you realizing it. Xanax belongs to a class of drugs known as benzodiazepines, or benzos. These drugs work by enhancing the effect of a neurotransmitter called GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, the brain's natural brake pedal. When GABA levels rise, the brain slows down, producing relaxation and calm. In the short term, that's exactly what someone with severe anxiety needs. But when the brain is repeatedly slowed for months or years, it begins to change, and not always in a good way. Researchers have found that long-term Xanax use can actually shrink parts of the brain responsible for memory and learning, specifically the hippocampus. A landmark study in JAMA Psychiatry reported that prolonged benzodiazepine use can increase the risk of cognitive decline and even Alzheimer's disease in older adults. The same study noted that these risks increase the longer the drug is used and the higher the dosage becomes. It's not just memory loss. Users often describe a deep, frustrating mental fog. They struggle to recall simple things like names, appointments, or conversations. One former user described it as, "I felt calm, but it was like living in a haze. I was there, but not really there." For many, this fog doesn't completely lift even after stopping the medication. The brain, once dependent on artificial calm, takes months or even years to regain its natural rhythm. What makes Xanax even more concerning is its addictive potential. The brain quickly adapts, meaning users need higher doses over time to feel the same relief. When they try to stop, withdrawal can bring rebound anxiety, insomnia, and in severe cases, seizures, forcing them back into the cycle. It's a trap that feels impossible to escape. Medical experts aren't saying Xanax has no place. For short-term anxiety or panic attacks, it can be incredibly effective. But using it daily or for long periods can have lasting consequences that far outweigh the temporary calm it provides. So if you or someone you know takes Xanax regularly, talk to a healthcare professional about gradually reducing the dose or exploring safer alternatives like CBT therapy, mindfulness, or non-addictive anxiety medications. Because while Xanax may calm your nerves today, it could be quietly stealing the sharpness of your mind tomorrow. And coming up next, a medication that doesn't calm your mind, but puts it to sleep, sometimes too deeply. You've probably taken it or know someone who has, and it might be erasing your memories while you dream. 2. Ambien zolpidem. We've all had those restless nights, tossing, turning, staring at the ceiling, and begging our brains to shut off. For millions of people, Ambien zolpidem has been the go-to solution. One small pill, and sleep arrives like magic. But what most people don't realize is that Ambien doesn't just shut down your body for rest. It can also shut down your memory. Ambien belongs to a class of medications known as Z-drugs, which include zolpidem, Zaleplon, and esopiclone. They're designed to help people fall asleep quickly by enhancing the effects of GABA, the same brain chemical that slows down activity and calms the nervous system. It sounds harmless enough. After all, who doesn't want a peaceful night's sleep? But as researchers have discovered, Ambien can sometimes go too far, essentially putting the brain's memory center to sleep along with the body. A review published in Sleep Medicine Reviews found that Z-drugs like Ambien can cause anterograde amnesia, a condition where the brain fails to record new memories. In simple terms, you might be awake and functioning, even walking, talking, or eating, but your brain isn't pressing the record button. Users have reported waking up to find half-eaten food in the kitchen, unread messages on their phone, or even car keys in the ignition, with absolutely no recollection of what happened. This isn't rare. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has received hundreds of reports of people performing complex tasks while on Ambien, including driving and remembering none of it. One famous case involved a woman who baked and ate an entire cake in the middle of the night, only to find crumbs and an empty pan the next morning. She had no idea she'd even left her bed. While that might sound amusing, the implications are serious. When the brain's ability to form memories is repeatedly interrupted, it can lead to long-term cognitive problems, especially in older adults. Research from the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine suggests that chronic use of Z-drugs is linked to persistent memory impairment and daytime confusion, a condition often described as Ambien hangover. The irony is that while Ambien promises better sleep, it often disrupts the brain's natural sleep cycle, particularly the deep REM stages where memory consolidation occurs. That means even if you sleep for 8 hours, your brain may not be doing its job of organizing and storing memories properly. You wake up feeling groggy, detached, or forgetful, the exact opposite of refreshed. Doctors recommend using Ambien only for short-term relief of insomnia, usually no more than 7 to 10 days. But many people, desperate for rest, take it for months or even years, unaware that they're slowly trading mental clarity for temporary calm. If you or someone you know relies on Ambien nightly, it's important to talk with your doctor. There are safer, non-habit-forming approaches to sleep, such as melatonin supplements, sleep hygiene practices, relaxation techniques, or cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI. These methods may take longer to work, but they protect your brain rather than harm it. Because sleep is supposed to restore your mind, not erase it. And while Ambien may give you rest tonight, it could be quietly stealing the memories of your tomorrow. Backhand index pointing right, but what if a medication designed to protect your heart, 1 millions take every single day, could actually be clouding your memory instead? Stay tuned, because the next one on our list might be in your medicine cabinet right now. 3. Lipitor, atorvastatin. Heart disease is the world's #1 killer, and for decades, Lipitor, atorvastatin, has been one of medicine's biggest heroes. It's the drug doctors prescribe to lower cholesterol, prevent strokes, and protect millions of lives. But here's something few people are told. While Lipitor might guard your heart, it could also be quietly clouding your brain. Lipitor belongs to a powerful group of drugs called statins, designed to block an enzyme in the liver known as HMG-CoA reductase. This enzyme plays a key role in cholesterol production. By reducing cholesterol levels, statins keep arteries clear and lower the risk of heart attack and stroke, a true medical breakthrough. But cholesterol isn't just a villain. It's also a vital building block for brain health. Your brain, in fact, contains nearly 25% of your body's total cholesterol, which helps maintain neuron structure, nerve insulation, and the communication between brain cells. When cholesterol drops too low, particularly in the brain, things start to go wrong. Neurons struggle to send messages effectively. Chemical balance shifts. The result? Many users begin to notice subtle memory lapses, confusion, or what's often described as mental fog. A 2023 FDA safety communication officially warned that statins, including Lipitor, may cause reversible cognitive side effects such as memory loss and forgetfulness. Around the same time, researchers from the Pharmacotherapy Journal reported that patients who took statins that easily crossed the blood-brain barrier, like Lipitor, were more likely to experience cognitive impairment than those taking statins that don't. For some people, the effects are mild and fade once they stop taking the medication. But others have described more persistent symptoms. One study from the Mayo Clinic Proceedings noted that while statin-induced memory problems are relatively rare, they can still significantly impact quality of life, especially when they occur unexpectedly in otherwise healthy, active adults. Imagine sitting at your desk, unable to recall a familiar word, or standing in your kitchen, suddenly forgetting why you walked in. For many, these moments are brushed off as normal aging, but sometimes they're side effects of the very pill meant to keep them alive. That doesn't mean Lipitor is inherently bad. For countless patients, it's a lifesaver that prevents fatal heart attacks and strokes. The problem arises when the balance between heart protection and brain preservation tips too far in one direction. Because while lowering cholesterol can help your arteries, your brain still needs enough of it to function properly. Researchers are still debating exactly why statins affect memory in some individuals and not others. Some theories suggest that overly low cholesterol levels can reduce the production of essential hormones and brain protective compounds. Others believe it may have to do with how statins alter mitochondrial energy, the power plants of brain cells. If you're taking Lipitor and have noticed unusual forgetfulness or trouble focusing, don't panic and don't stop the drug suddenly. Instead, talk with your healthcare provider. They may adjust your dosage, switch you to a different type of statin that doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier, or suggest lifestyle measures like a Mediterranean diet, regular exercise, and omega-3 supplements to naturally support both your heart and brain. The goal isn't to fear the medication, but to understand it and to take charge of your own health. Because a strong heart means little without a clear mind to enjoy it. Back-end index pointing right, and the next medication on our list might shock you even more. It's not for the heart or brain at all, but something millions take every allergy season. Yet it can quietly drain your memory, one pill at a time. Sneezing phase 4. Benadryl, diphenhydramine. If you've ever had a stuffy nose, itchy eyes, or seasonal allergies, chances are you've reached for a little pink pill called Benadryl. It's one of the most familiar drugs in medicine cabinets around the world. Trusted for generations, often seen as harmless. But here's the hidden truth. This simple allergy pill may be quietly aging your brain every time you take it. Benadryl belongs to a group of drugs known as first-generation antihistamines. They work by blocking the action of histamine, a natural chemical released by your immune system during allergic reactions. This blockage helps stop sneezing, itching, and watery eyes, bringing almost instant relief. But there's a catch. These drugs don't just block histamine in your nose or skin. They also cross the blood-brain barrier and affect the brain's delicate communication systems. Inside the brain, histamine isn't just about allergies. It plays a vital role in alertness, learning, and memory. When Benadryl blocks those signals, it doesn't just make you drowsy, it literally slows down your brain's processing speed. That's why so many people report grogginess, confusion, or brain fog after taking it. But the real danger lies in long-term use. A groundbreaking study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that people who regularly used medications with strong anticholinergic effects, like Benadryl, had a 54% higher risk of developing dementia, including Alzheimer's disease. These drugs block acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter essential for memory and learning. When the brain's acetylcholine levels drop too low, neurons can't communicate effectively, and over time, brain cells begin to degenerate. Researchers from the University of Washington followed more than 3,400 older adults for 7 years and found that those who used anticholinergic drugs daily for 3 years or longer had significantly higher rates of cognitive decline than those who didn't. What's even more alarming is that the damage may be irreversible, meaning the memory loss doesn't fully recover even after you stop taking the medication. Think about that for a moment. A pill that millions take without a second thought, for something as simple as an itchy nose or a sleepless night, might be quietly robbing them of their future memories. To make things worse, Benadryl isn't just found in allergy pills. It's also a common ingredient in many nighttime pain relievers and sleep aids like Tylenol PM and Advil PM. So even if you think you're not taking Benadryl, you might still be consuming diphenhydramine in another form, night after night. Doctors and researchers now recommend using newer antihistamines such as loratadine, Claritin, or cetirizine, Zyrtec, instead. These second-generation medications are designed not to cross the blood-brain barrier, meaning they relieve allergies without dulling your mind. For those who rely on Benadryl to sleep, there are safer, non-drug alternatives like melatonin, chamomile tea, or simply improving your sleep environment and bedtime habits. Small changes, like dimming lights an hour before bed, keeping your room cool, and avoiding screens, can help your body produce its own sleep hormones naturally. It's time we start seeing Benadryl for what it truly is, not just a harmless allergy pill, but a medication that demands respect and awareness. The science is clear. Your brain's long-term health depends on the choices you make today. So next time you reach for that familiar pink pill, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is temporary relief worth the potential cost of your memories? Because protecting your mind is the most important allergy defense of all. And now, prepare for a twist, because the final medication on our list isn't for anxiety, sleep, or allergies. It's one millions take for depression, but it may quietly drain your motivation, emotions, and even your ability to remember who you are. 5. Propranolol, Inderol. Propranolol, commonly known by its brand name Inderol, is a life-saving drug for people with high blood pressure, heart issues, or anxiety. It's part of a class of drugs called beta blockers, which reduce adrenaline's effects, helping the heart beat more calmly. But here's the catch. By calming your heart, it can also calm your mind a little too much. Some users report brain fog, fatigue, and memory lapses. Research from Harvard Medical School suggests that beta blockers can lower blood flow to the brain, making it harder to stay alert, focused, or recall information clearly. Propranolol can also interfere with how your brain stores emotional memories. In fact, scientists have studied it for erasing traumatic memories, a potential therapy for PTSD. That's fascinating in the lab, but in real life, it means that your brain might be struggling to hold onto new memories as effectively. While propranolol can be life-changing for heart patients, it's important to balance the benefits with its cognitive side effects. Feeling unusually forgetful or mentally sluggish. It might not just be stress, it could be your medication. But the next drug on our list is even more concerning because it's one of the world's most misused painkillers, and it doesn't just dull pain, it can dull your mind. 6. OxyContin, oxycodone. OxyContin or oxycodone is one of the most powerful painkillers ever created, and one of the most controversial. It's prescribed to help patients manage severe pain, but what many don't realize is that it doesn't just dull physical pain, it can dull your emotional and mental sharpness too. OxyContin works by binding to opioid receptors in the brain, the same receptors that control how we experience pain and pleasure. While that can bring relief, it also slows brain function, reducing attention, alertness, and memory capacity. Studies published in JAMA Neurology show that long-term opioid use can lead to changes in brain structure, especially in areas related to memory, learning, and emotional control. Patients often describe feeling foggy, disconnected, or forgetful, even after stopping the drug. What's even more alarming is that opioids can alter the brain's reward system, making users crave the drug and disrupting natural chemical balance. Over time, that damage may take years to recover from. While OxyContin can be essential for pain management, using it without close medical supervision can leave lasting scars, not just on your body, but on your mind. And finally, the last drug on our list might surprise you. It's often prescribed for migraines and seizures, yet many users call it Topamax because it can make you feel dumber. 7. Topamax, topiramate. Topamax is a popular medication for seizures and migraines, used by millions around the world. It's incredibly effective for controlling brain overactivity, but that's also where the trouble begins. Nicknamed Topamax by some patients, Topamax can cause serious cognitive side effects, including trouble finding words, memory gaps, and slowed thinking. In one study published in Epilepsy Research, nearly 1 in 3 users reported measurable declines in attention and memory. Here's why. Topamax affects how brain cells communicate by reducing certain neurotransmitter activity. While that helps prevent seizures, it can also suppress normal brain function, making it harder to concentrate or process thoughts. Patients often describe it as living in a mental fog. They know what they want to say but can't find the words. For students, professionals, or anyone relying on mental sharpness, that can be deeply frustrating. Doctors often adjust the dosage to minimize side effects, but for some, the cognitive symptoms persist even after stopping the drug. It's a harsh reminder that not all healing comes without a cost. So what can you do if you're taking one of these medications? Don't worry. Up next, we'll talk about safe ways to protect your brain, natural alternatives, and how to talk to your doctor about cognitive side effects. Stay with me. It could change the way you think about your medicine forever. Your brain is your most valuable asset, the control center for everything you think, feel, and remember. The truth is, many medications that help one part of your body can quietly harm another, especially your mind. But the good news is, awareness is the first step toward protection. Never stop or change your medication on your own. Instead, talk to your doctor about your symptoms, ask about safer alternatives, and take proactive steps to support your brain health through nutrition, exercise, and mindfulness. If you found this video helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your friends and family. Someone you care about might be taking one of these medications right now without realizing its effects. And if you want to stay informed about health topics that truly matter, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an important update. Your brain deserves protection, and together we can build a healthier, sharper, and more informed future.